Hi, I'm John Linville. I'm in the Alamance Makers Guild, and I make new software for old computers.
As part of show and tell for a recent open meeting of the Alamance Makers Guild, maker John Linville demonstrates his new award-winning video game for the 1980s Radio Shack color computer, Farfall.
The game concept is pretty simple. You have a set of moving platforms that move up the screen, and you have a man and he's trying to keep on the screen, and he can't go off the top or he'll get burnt, and if he goes off the bottom he falls into the abyss and he's, you know, dead or whatever, right? So you just play and it's kind of fun. But so anyway, here's Farfall, and pretty simple game. You have the helpful instructions on how to start. You press the button and the little guy runs across the screen, and you just kind of keep going. And the points accumulate the longer you go. If you notice, his hands and feet move as he scoots across the platform, and when he falls, his arms go up above his head. That was a nice little feature. And so, if you fall off the screen, you get the scratchy indicator to say you messed up, you should try again. So anyway, that's Farfall. Last fall, I kind of come across a homebrew game for the Atari Jaguar. If you're familiar with that one, there was a game console available in the early 90s. And I happen to have one, and I wanted to try this homebrew game, and it's called Downfall. And basically just wanted to see if I could load the homebrew software on there, and just to see if I could, you know. But got to playing it, and I thought it was kind of cool, and my wife really loved it. She was spending all her time coming up to play my Atari Jaguar, which I thought, well, you know, it's a pretty simple game concept. Maybe I could recreate it and do that little Coco 2 project I've been wanting to do. My employer, Red Hat, has a policy of being closed for a week between Christmas and New Year's, and so it's always a good time to do some projects and such. So I decided I was going to work on that then. And so I started over that time. I didn't get as much time as I wanted to during that period, but I kind of got just the basic groundwork laid for the project. Well, it turned out there's a group on the internet that calls themselves Retro Challenge, and twice a year they have retro computing contests, and they're pretty free form. People propose their own projects, and some of them are as simple as, I'm going to get out my original IBM PC and hook up my dot matrix printer and print stuff on it, and and some of them are a little more complicated than that. One guy this year set up a BBS system on a VAX or something like that. Anyway, since I was already kind of in the groove, I thought, well, I kind of wanted to be in one of these projects anyway, so I'll propose mine and get in there, right? So along with that, you're supposed to keep a blog during the project. Project runs for a month. So for the month of January, I spent a lot of time in off hours working on this game, Farfall. The Coco 2 over there, Coco 2 from a software perspective is pretty much the same as the Coco 1 as well. That was introduced in 1980. It's the same processor. The video chip is a Motorola 6847, which is a lot more limited video chip. Depending on the exact mode that you choose, you can get a maximum of 8 colors at a time, or 8 colors plus black at a time, which is what you're seeing there. It's more of a programming challenge, which is kind of what I was looking for. Plus, the Coco 2 is a little bit underloved in the Coco community, because the community's gotten small enough that anybody who wants a Coco 3 pretty much has one, and so they just say, bah, who needs those Coco 1s and 2s? So I kind of felt like the Coco 2 needed a little love. So I wanted to work on a project for it. Written in 6809 assembly language. It's not that bad. It could be worse. It's better than 6502 assembly language if you've ever tried to write an Atari 2600 game. That's considerably more difficult for a variety of reasons. If you do want to write an Atari 2600 game, there's a great book called Racing the Beam, and it gives a really good it's a combination of history of early Atari and nice technical perspective on how that machine functions and why some of its early games were like it was. So anyway, if you're looking for something to read, you should look for that too. Anyway, I put a fair amount of effort into my blog, and I guess it was appreciated, and I ended up winning the contest. The fabulous prize of a quarterly 26-page print magazine for the Apple II GS. I know you're very jealous. And so anyway, I haven't seen the issues yet. Hopefully that'll be good, but it's more for the thrill of it all.
Let's give John a round of applause for his efforts and for bringing this out.
And oh, and if you do want one of these handsome t-shirts, I do have a Cafe Press storefront available. You can order your own. I have a couple of different variations.
The Alamance Makers Guild is a group of talented and creative makers located in Alamance County, North Carolina, and is sponsored in part by Harris Educational, makers of reinventing science kits like Reinventing Edison Build Your Own Light Bulb.